space. So we have here an introduction. The introduction is composed of 6 key points. First is the global market dominance. Notable corporate brands have come to dominate the global market. So it includes an innovative offering of products or services that exceed or meet the customer needs. The second one is the global market convergence. Over the last 3 decades, there has been a consistent trend of global market convergence where the needs of different regions are aligning around similar products and services. So this includes the platform, it includes the marketing platform or channels to reach customers cohesively and consistently. Third one is the benefits of global integration. Well, global market integration has allowed successful companies to expand their reach to a worldwide audience. So by the process of product innovation, it helps companies to become successful. Next, the industrial perspective. Going global makes sense for business and their supply chain. Of course, it makes sense if the business involves themselves in a global scale as it helps their organization to be innovative. The fifth one is the hospitality industry growth. The hospitality industry seeks opportunity for expansion and cost reduction through more lucrative scale and lower cost suppliers. At this point, hospitality makes a strategic method on how to make their firm become successful and being lucrative. The last one is the inter-organization partnership and market penetration. Collaboration and market penetration in diverse markets are considered significant factors for success. So this one, it is coming together of partners to complement each other and to bring a positive change for the organization. Next slide, please. So we have here learning objectives. These are the objectives of the discussion that we have today. First is to identify the different key characteristics of the supply chain to be recognized globally, determine the key strategic challenges that both have the long-term and overall impact on the hospitality industry, as well as the management process of the global supply chain. And last one is to assess the common approaches that supply chain helps to survive with global changes. So after the discussion that we have, I hope that we will be able to meet these objectives that we prepare for all of you. Next slide, please. And now let's begin with the discussion that we have today. This is the global supply chain operation. And now I am going to give the floor to Ms. Kahulo to elaborate the discussion.
Now let's talk about global supply chain operation. So in short, global chain operation is a process of distribution of goods and services across the world. So as supply involved in a truly global network, we must have into account critical factors to ensure efficiency, resilience, and adaptability. First, we have borderless refers to the idea that supply chain operation activities are not constrained by or limited to national borders. So national borders are not limited to supply chain development in terms of sourcing, manufacturing, and delivering. So since borderless naman siya, pwede na deliver not only here in the Philippines but across the nation, globally, nang wala nagka-constraint, wala limited ng pag-Philippines sa Philippines natin ma-deliver, but today nag-involve naman ang supply chain, so pwede na naka-deliver o source into other country to other country globally. Cyber-connected or cyber-connection is a digital technology or communication to connect to our suppliers, manufacturers, logistics, and customers. So customer connection is easy na lang sa atin because may mga digital technologies na lang, may mga digital technologies, yung mga connect sa ating logistics, manufacturers. So they're located, refers to the global organization of government-imposed regulations, rules, or restrictions that govern international trade and logistics. So their location is a process of eliminating or removing or reducing government regulations that control economic activities. Of course, their location maka-benefit man is happen since there is more competition in the market, it can improve or innovation, increase market growth as the business compete with each other. So when more business compete with each other, kita ang function na maka-benefit man. Kaya of course, may mga competitors na sila kung sino, kung di ito mas barato nga ang mga products, so dito na lang nagbabakal. So environmental consciousness. So since we're talking about global supply chain, this involves environmental consciousness. It is an awareness of consideration of environmental sustainability impacting supply chain management and operation. So environmental consciousness refers to psychological factors that determine consumer propensity for eco-friendly behavior. So environmental awareness is a critical because it can help us to become aware of the impacts of the earth created by human activities in makaliit sa global warming. So for example, a customer nag-purchase some car. So may impact na sa environment which is the pollution na makaliit ito ang global warming. Social responsibility is a refers to ethical and moral obligation of business and organization involved in the supply chain to consider and actively address the social and human impact of the pollution on a global scale. So social responsibility is an ethical framework in which individuals or corporations are accountable for fulfilling their civic duty in taking action that benefits society. So if a company or a person is considered taking actions that could harm the environment or society, those actions are considered social responsibility. So example of social responsibility include the donation of money, working for the community, volunteering, even blood donation, and animal shelter.
Okay, now let's proceed to the 6 critical factors that the organization needs to consider in order to have a resilience and adaptability in the organization. So, 6.1 is the strategic challenges in global supply chain. Kindly read this to that.
Refers to the strategic challenges in global supply chain. Refers to the complex and multifaceted issues that organizations encounter while managing the optimizing their supply chain operations on a global scale.
So, from this, it builds about on the challenges that the organization needs to address with in order to have a smooth process of an operation. So, strategic challenges in global supply chain has its 4 systematic challenges and long-term that affect hospitality industry and the global supply chain management network. So the first one is the global economic uncertainties. These include the financial crisis, where it impacts both the hospitality industry and the global supply chain management network. The decreased spending or the reduced spending of consumers can lead to decrease of demand. Next is the pandemic and health crisis. So pandemic and health crisis, we experienced it 2 years before. So at this point, there are travel restriction, health and safety regulation, and a customer behavior change that have a negative impact sa hospitality industry. Next is the technological disruption. The continuous innovation of technology pose negative opportunity and challenges for the hospitality industry and the global supply chain. That includes the automation, artificial intelligence, and the disruption that need training, that need investment or training. The last one is the environmental sustainability constraint. It emphasizes the climate change wherein business face pressure to adopt environmental friendly practices. Next one is the 7th one is the market dimension, which refers to the scope, size, and complexity of the market in which a company operates or intends to operate. So this one, it refers to the availability of product kung asa siya ma-operate, kung asa siya i-deliver. So we have here key components. First is the global economic instability. So, global economic instability, this refers to a significant fluctuation or changes that will affect individual, business, and the entire industry. So the next one is the demand fluctuation. Demand fluctuation, it refers to a change of customer or product and service siya kay nahitabo naman siya sa una. So at that point, organization has an idea on what are the things that they need to consider in order to cope up with that issues na ilang face. The next one is the unpredictable fluctuation. So unpredictable fluctuation, this refers to the natural disaster. It emphasizes the natural disaster wherein organization encountered like or a business may encounter an earthquake, like typhoon, so hindi nila ma-predict na kana siya mga issues will happen along the way. Next is the bullwhip effect. So bullwhip effect, it refers or it happens if a retailer make an inappropriate product prediction or demand prediction. So, like for example, from the wholesaler and the retailer. So, the wholesaler defined as a business who buy in bulk or in large quantities to sell it to the retailer. So, retailer the one who will buy the product from the wholesaler, then find a mediator or a channel to distribute it to the specific market. So, for example, if Miss Lahot is a one who buy sa product sa wholesaler, then niingon siya kay Dilatore nga. Si Dilatore ang wholesaler, si Lahot yung retailer. Si Lahot, mapalit siya sa product nga in a large quantities kay Dilatore nga. Muni siya nga, akon nga prediction sa demand is 500 lang ka-market ang akon ma-deliveran sa product. So, nihatag ka sa kay Miss Lahot. But at some point, when Miss Lahot find a mediator or a channel to distribute that product in a specific market, na-realize ni Miss Lahot na, ay, kulang gali ang ako ang product nga gikuha kay Miss Dilatore. So at that point, there is a loss of profit. Yes, indeed. Kaya of course, imbis yan na ito iginan siya, nawala pa siya. Kaya ang prediction man ni Miss Lahot is inappropriate na di siya sakto sa demand gauge o whole capacity sa marketplace. Sakto lang. Next is the global commodity crisis. First, let's define what is global commodity. Global commodity refers to the corporation and workers to gather commodities together for a final product to deliver it to the consumer around the world. So, global commodity crisis happens if there is a rise of raw materials and essential goods involved. So that's it. Next slide, please. Next one that dramatically changes on how consumer, business, and industry operate. Like for example, the traditional cable TV and Netflix, which is updated. So long time ago, traditional cable TV, di ba di pa nakalantaw live, wala pa siya mga streaming. So indeed nga companies sa traditional TV are worried kay basig mawala na traditional TVs in line with the market itself. It's because of the innovation sa Netflix nga. In one click, in one tap of it, in one search, makalantaw na ka sa yung movies and series na yung ganahan. So at that point, the company made an innovation for that. There's the changes, since there's changes that happen, so there's development of more books. Yeah. So next is the consumer satisfaction decline. Consumer satisfaction decline happens if there's a drop of product quality, the services involved, and the pricing structure, of course. Then, kung maghitabo na siya ang mga tatlo ka mga like daw mga effects sa why consumer decline, then of course, daghan nga mga consumer nimo ang ma-lessen. So next one is the surges and demand. So surges and demand, it will happen if in a specific season, there's a specific season nga mahitabo ra siya. Like for example, winter clothing and Christmas decoration. Like there's a specific season nga mo-boomerang ka na nga product, and after that, di na siya kayo pangitaon sa mga tao. Sabot lang.
Yes,
Next one is, let's proceed to the 8th one, which is the technology dimension. Can you read me Minggit? Can you read?
Technology dimension refers to the strategic utilization of advanced technologies and digital tools to enhance and optimize various
technology that an organization utilize or use in order to have a smooth operation towards the objectives that they have. So we have here a three significant geopolitical challenges are identified in this context. So first one is the problem in terms of development lead time. So development lead time, it deals about the duration it takes to create, develop, and implement a solution by the use of technology. Next is the ability to cause havoc. First, let's define what is havoc. Havoc is an ability to cause widespread destruction and chaos. So there are some technology that are not beneficial for the business. So like for example, let's relate it to the hospitality industry where nowadays with the innovation of the security tools, it gives confusion of the customer. Like for example, instead of using the traditional key, PIN codes and swipe cards are available today that the customer has no idea on how to use that thing or how to operate that thing. So it involves, there's a confusion mahitabo. So not all technologies are beneficial for the business itself. Next is the network of supply chain. The network of supply chain, it helps an organization to identify what are the things that they need to improve in line with the products that they put sa market. That's it. So next slide, please. Resource dimension. Kindly read, Mr. Maata.
Resource dimension refers to the allocation and management of various resources, including physical, human, financial, and technological, to support and optimize the functioning of the supply chain on a global scale.
So in resource dimension, this refers on the resources that organization need to gather within the organization. Use lang siya. So there's a limit on the resources nga ilang makuha. So that states there it includes physical, human, which is labor niya, financial, and technology to support the development of something. So we have here a key components. First, the global competition. So global competition, this refers to the intense rivalry among nations and business. Next one is the procurement strategy. The procurement strategy is it helps organization to determine what are the things that they need to develop for the efficiency sa ilahang product involved. Next is outsourcing and the offshoring. When we talk about outsourcing, this refers to a company who hire an individual or companies outside of their organization to operate or to perform task efficiency. When we talk about offshoring, those are the tasks inside of the organization ila ipagawas to operate it dito. Nakuha lang niyo ang difference. Like for example, si Miss Pontoy kahit na siya business and then sa outsourcing involved, may mga naa siya ka na mga malfunction nga nakita po siya business. So wala man tao kung mga expert about that has a knowledge when it comes to that. Then Miss Pontoy, ni-hire siya kay Miss Tabosares to enter in our organization to fix something. Walang offshoring kay si Miss Pontoy, ang iyang mga problem inside of the organization, iya nagigipagawas to the in other country para dito i-operate. Nakuha lang ang iyang difference. Okay. Next one is, next slide, Jan. Next is the risk and uncertainty. So, when we talk about risk, these are the potential losses. When we talk about uncertainty, these are it is all about a lack of knowledge sa organization and what will be happen in the future events. So risk and uncertainty, those are like for example of this are the natural disasters, specifically earthquake. So those business nga ga-operate siya at that region will face high risk na ilang facilities madamage. Next is the supply chain resilience. So supply chain resilience is it deals about the strategies and the practices that the organization needs to develop, that even if there are disruption happen, the flow of resources is continue na gyapon siya. Next is the strategic planning. Strategic planning, it involves on the things that the organization need to consider in order to use or to maintain the resource that they had effectively and optimize. Next slide. The last one is the time dimension. Can you read, please, Siti Yaman?
Refers to the elements of time and significance, the plan, execution and optimization of supply chain activities of global scale.
So here in the time dimension, this refers to the time that the organization needs to follow in order to have long-term accomplishment sa ilang business nga set. So we have here a key component. Time is a critical factor. It includes the speed of a product, kung when siya i-produce, when siya i-introduce, and when siya i-deliver to a market. Next one is the first mover advantage. So the first mover advantage, it refers to the organization who is the one nga mo adapt siya sa new technology or new model. So if an organization adopt a new services or product nga bago siya sa mata sa mga tao, then of course there's an edge between sa competitors nga nagsurround sa iya. So that's what first mover advantage means. Next is the time-based metrics. Time-based metrics, it helps organization nga sa the evaluation of the people and reflect to their organization on what are the things nga ilaha nga i-improve pa. So at that point, organizations specifically identify kung unsa ang ilaha nga mga problems nga nahitabo sa ilaha nga business while it is undergo an operation sa market. The last one is agility and responsiveness. So as we defined it, last time kung reporters, then they talk about agility and responsiveness. Agility defines when a company will easily adopt changes on the environment itself. So, and what are the changes involved on the specific market? Then of course, company must musabay sila trend in order for not to be left behind. So, what are the things na ilang i-consider dira? The responsiveness that they have dapat in a short period of time ilahan na ma-secure nga wala sila na behind sa product na po na ilahan nga i-develop. Next slide, guys. So, the last two key components are the balancing time and cost. So, balancing time and cost, it involves sa time gamiton gamiton ang mga resources and ang cost nga ilahang magastos ina. Next one is the market globalization. The market globalization, it helps an organization to identify what are some of the development that they need to produce in order to align their product in market. So that's all. That's the adaptability in terms of global supply chain. And now, I'll give the floor to Ms. Pontoy to discuss the next slide.
Good morning, everyone. So, I'm Shane Erica Puntoy, and my topic today is about global supply chain response. So, global supply chain response approaches, it discusses approaches to addressing obstacles in global supply chain management. So, these are the approaches to make in order to handle global supply chain and manage obstacles and problems. So, knowing about the obstacles is one thing, but knowing how to deal with it is another. So, the following are the response approaches. The first one is collaboration. So, collaboration emphasizes the importance of working together to achieve common goals in supply chain management. So, this can include sharing resources, achieving synergy, sharing risk, and fostering innovation through partnerships. So, mostly global supply chain management strategies emphasizes coordination and collaboration rather than competing with one another. So, for example, a business collaborates with a wholesaler or manufacturer from which it purchases products, just like sa McDonald's and Coca-Cola. Diba? The most famous or one of the most famous beverages in McDonald's is ang Coke from Coca-Cola. So, since may common ground sila, which is to serve products or goods sa ilang customers, nag-collaborate sila kadiba. And why is it important, or why is collaboration important? So, aside from it could improve the performance of the business, it could also bring higher customer satisfaction. And when you have higher customer satisfaction, it means you have higher revenue. When you have higher customer satisfaction, it means higher profit, higher revenue, and more market share. So, in collaboration, partners involved is called collaborators or joint partners. So, for obvious purposes, collaboration is one of the most popular supply chain management processes. So, the first is sharing resources. During the cooperation, documents, information, and intellectual resources are frequently shared. So, collaboration encourages two businesses to share common services to avoid duplication of expensive infrastructure. So, examples of expensive infrastructure are those warehouses, repair facilities, and distribution centers. So, since partners naman ng mga business, collaborate sila, they could just share warehouses or repair facilities to avoid duplication of expenses. So, it is not limited to what I mentioned earlier. It is also about the documents, information, and intellectual resources. So, sa ilang niche. Dapat, kung advance ang technology, mapupag yun yung business advance with technology, and it is not enough to be at the market. You need to be able to catch up with the trend and develop an innovative strategy through research and development. Next is supply chain integration. Calls for close cooperation within and across supply chain practices and processes, with an emphasis on shared vision and values. A well-integrated supply chain should have good visibility, low inventory, short lead times, and high product performance. So, it is a strategy that establishes a single system that brings together multiple stakeholders involved in the process for greater efficiency, both in terms of productivity and cost saving. So, since this is a supply chain, it means it is global. So, there are a lot of stakeholders involved in this business. So, integration among stakeholders is needed to provide a more innovative and high quality and can satisfy customers, which will lead to higher revenue. The next slide will be discussed by Mr. Tamay.
Divergent product portfolio. Suggest that diversifying the product portfolio to meet the varied demands of the global market. This strategy helps mitigate risk associated with market volatility and offer a buffer to one product under performs. So, diversifying means diversifying from iba-iba. So, example, let's say Coca-Cola company. Then, the company na yun merong Coke, Sprite, and Fanta na product. So, lahat ng customer is mahilig sa hindi lahat ng customer mahilig sa Coke. Diba? If gusto pala ng customer Sprite or Fanta, bali bawat tao may kanya-kanyang preferences. So, in one company, nag-offer ka ng different kind of product. And yung point na dito, if sa isang kumpanya, nag-offer siya ng dito ay, yung point dito is isang kumpanya nag-offer siya ng hindi isang product. Dahil nakakatulong ito for reducing the risk of the business, what if hindi pala mabenta yung isang product or isang product lang yung binibenta mo, tapos dumating yung panahon na hindi uso or hindi na mabenta, so malulugi ka. Then, if you have a multiple product, then kung anong demand sa market, you're able to survive. Like, makakatulong talaga siya para hindi malugi ang business. Then, next. So, Blue Ocean Strategy. Ang goal nito is to focus mag-innovate sa products na hindi nag-exist sa market. So, instead na may kompetensya sila sa nag-exist na product sa market, bali gagawa sila ng product na wala yung mga competitor. This strategy ay nag-exist sa lahat ng company. Since unique yung product na i-offer sa customer, kasi hindi lang naman i-produce sa product niya. Diba, if unique yung product na binibenta nila, may iwasan yung price wars, and then competition na usually nangyayari sa crowded market. Pursuing world-class excellence, highlights the need for world-class quality supply chain management. This includes operational excellence, strategic alignment, and adaptability to changing business environment. So they're they're achieving to be the best world class, so dapat best talaga sila sa pagdating sa supply chain management. Kumbaga, in terms of operational excellence, merong efficiency at saka effectiveness pagdating sa operation. To ensure sa organization, kailangan smooth lang yung takbo at walang mga error. So pag smooth lang isang operation, makaka-optimize ka ng inventory. Alam niyo yung inventory, di ba? So pag nangyari yun, it means makakabawas ka sa gastos. Makakabawas ka sa gastos. Then, so managing your inventory, para malaman mo kung gano'n lang karami ang ipoproduce mo. Or gano'n lang karami ang hindi mo ipoproduce. Kasi kung sobrang dami ang ipoproduce mo, bali malulugi ka. Or sayang lang. So, kailangan hindi konti, hindi rin marami, sakto lang. So, dito sa strategic alignment, understanding the company's vision, making sure that the supply chain makakontribute in terms of pursuing world-class excellence like naka-align and alam mo kung effective ka. And dito naman sa adaptability to changing business environment, kailangan mo maging flexible and responsible when it comes to changes. So hindi talaga may iwasan ang pagbabago. Example, kung sa product na yan. Then next year, hindi na pala. Dapat yung kumpanya ready siya sa pagbabago. Then dapat ready siya sa demand ng mga customer kahit gano'n ang kahit gano'n naging competitive ka pa rin kahit na magbago-bago yung market demand or customer demand. You're still able to provide what customer needs and kaya mo produce. So, for areas to become more like supply chain. The first factor to consider is operational excellence. All works of supply chain must have optimal operation regarding productivity, efficiency, cost effectiveness, quality, and high level of customer satisfaction. Bali yung in-explain ko kanina is naalala. Bali, yung explain ko kanina na ay connected lang dito sa part areas to become our
So that's the end of our discussion. I hope that you learned from today. So now our session is open for questions. So, okay. So, ikot na po ang ating question is intended for isa sa among
Dahil mga
she mentioned about the kanang mga transportation. One of the example of that as well is kanang sa government ng ano po nilang government involvement. Why is it na involved ang government? It is environmental yes. So it is because responsible po ang government since ang mga businesses connected sa government. So one of the example of this is ang number voting. So since ang government wala sila yung power na mag-stop sa mga people gani sa mga tao mga stop na gani ka ng pamalit ng mga salakyan. So nagkaroon na lang sila ng way na countries na makontrol gani ang mga salakyan na ginagamit everyday. So pinatawag na siya nga number voting which is di ka na siya sa government ma-order na kanila nga mga plaka or numbers ang plaka ng mga cars ang pwedeng ma-function this specific way. And then ang mga iba, hindi sila pwedeng mag-function para ma-minimize na traffic.
Okay, thank you so much. Next one. Okay, Mia's tapos sa
Katong Simon, katong sa time dimension, dali katong sa table moments sa time-based metrics. So, time-based metrics is connected din siya sa mga. So, one of the importance sa supply chain, especially sa globally supply chain operations, because kanang same sa imo nimo kagaina nga same sa imo dito kagaina nga dili na to mabalaan kung sa mga things nga atong i-postpone or like back-on or i-develop kung dili na to siya kay time-based metrics or metrics it talks about the evaluation of a company or a supplier in our organization.
yes, thank you so much. Next, Miss Sanoy.
So, ako question lang kasi. So, do you think there are limitations in sharing resources?
Limitations in sharing resources. So, of course, ang i-share dapat nga resources sa isa ka business na dapat mag-share na siya sa iyang mga partners. And then, kung ano lang, di ba, kung partners ng diba ka business is may contract na gina. So, kung ano lang nakastate sa contract, dapat ang mga gusto iya na i-share din siya at makalag sa more than mawala sa contract.
Miss Pandagan.
It's about you, Charot. Kay Shaynik, do you think the increase in revenue is the only benefit you can have in collaboration? Do you think the increase in revenue is the only benefit you can have in collaboration?
Increase in revenue.
Ano?
Again, do you think the increase in revenue is the only benefit you can have in collaboration?
Actually, it is not all about the increase in revenue that you'll get for the collaboration. It is all about the teamwork that involved puts siya. Nga, like for example, it will test kung ano ka ka-loyal sa imuha nga sa people nga imuha gikulang. Kaya in terms of collaboration, it is not all about kung mag-business ka, yes, it's all about profit. Kaya kwarta naman when we talk about business, di ba? But it will develop your characteristic in terms of having a good relationship, a partnership to that individual. Kaya at that case, and for the future, para sa imo, di na kayo ka malisdan pa to adapt sa mga, what we call this one, the attitude of someone.
Okay, thank you. You go.
Relationships sa collaboration. Also, you need to have a good relationship in terms of mga customers, not beyond about the collaboration that we're talking about, but also to the customer that we're dealing with. Because firstly, and first of all, we are having our own businesses to have profit, kita. Also for not dealing towards mga customer, we don't have kita upon. So, you should always have a good communication. You need dapat ko kailangan maayos siya. Cost mo para na kanang magiganda like kanang sales stock gani kay if kanang deal ka sa customer kanang deal ka sa mga customer Yun, nalikumtod sa kulang, imo na nagaling ang mga attitude.
Yeah.
Dapat nato dili ra maayo sa kanang dili ra ka maayo sa imong kakulap. Also maayo pud ka sa imong mga tawo nga ginato kang dili ra specific person yung pinakamapalit.
Okay, thank you so much. Hands down.
Medyo nabother ko sa question niya o sa tubag mo. What's the question get mo gang? Ito about sa limitation. What's the yung tubag mo? Yung tubag sa
Limitation. Ato sa ano kung ano na-mention sa contract is ano na siya provide.
If na limitation, karang na limitation sa sharing of resources if the karang ban sa company is confidential na kayo siya, like kanang dili na siya karang pwede i-share gani, karang dran time na karang dili na siya pwede i-share if ang information or ang data nga gikan sa company is very confidential na siya. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, Kyla.
Are there disadvantages? Are there disadvantages in sharing resources with other companies? Are there disadvantages in sharing resources with other companies?
I will answer.
Yun ang anak.
Sige, ikaw na.
Na-atry disadvantage kay inyong ihatag tanan kailangan ninyo ipakita inyong kawaron ang kanang makita ra man dud nato daghan nga invitation ang karon ba. If atong ihatag ipakita sa ilaha ang ato ang kanang ganing murag planning or unsa sa atong product. So pwede nila ikuan kanang ganing sumiron tanan kapihon tanan nga ganing wala sila usponso.
Mark, ikaw, it's your chance.
Siguro mo ano mo.
Sa question ko ni Miss Kyla, di ba yung question kay if there is disadvantages in sharing information? There is no advantages in sharing information if ang imong application sa imong information is the partner itself. Like, if mo kuha ka sa partnership inside outside sa mga business food na uban, if di ba naalaman ginamang utang na honesty, integrity among all. So whatever the issues, what are the lapses, what are the ups and downs that will happen, sharing is ano man gid na siya is a must when it comes to collaboration para ma-fix it. Okay, Miss Lomol.
So this question is for Queens. So how can we improve environmental consciousness? How can we improve environmental? By using renewable resources like solar and more.
Okay, Miss Abol.
Question sa about global responses. Global supply chain response approaches. Do you think usa dito sa lima nga best or is it better if they work together? Sa global response approaches.
Sige. So, global approaches, it actually depends on the situation of the business. But as I am reading the book, it says that there is no such thing as one size fits all. So, depende nga, isa lang approach yung gagamitin. It has to come as a whole for you to, or for the business to better handle and manage the obstacles in the business. Diba, and the collaboration is one of the most popular supply chain management process. So the question is, why collaboration is one of the most popular supply chain management process?
Why is it collaboration is the most important?
Why collaboration is the most popular?
Among all the among the global supply chain. Mo tayo mo pangangkot. business are not capable of doing it on its own. Dapat may naagid sila kanang ka-partner within terms of the development that will happen. Kaya kung usa lang ang company, di maputi-mutan ang makaya on what are the trends kay mo nga i-consider, di ba? Kay like for example, even if one pa ka like 2 years pa ka build sila nga business, then after there will happen nga daghan kay nga mga issues ang mahitabo. So at some point, it's much better nga to have someone or to have some businesses nga will give you a power to live sa inyong mga business.
Additional ko ba? Additional.
Sige, additional.
Tugtong sa collaboration na So in the collaboration, it is very important so that when you start a business, dayon, you can collab other business or company that is very high in profit. For example, the industry leader, so that your business will grow and mailado man siya sa public and sa community.
Okay, next, lahod.
What would be the possible problem that the global operation in supply chain may face? What would be the possible problem that the global operation in supply chain may face?
Uy, that's a question. What would?
What would be the possible problem that the global operation in supply chain may face?
One of the problems that the global supply chain may face is the competitor itself. Like of course, as the day go on, as the decade go on, there are some advancement of not just in technology itself, but the product involved in the services. So, it is one of the challenges sa isa ka organization to operate it in a global scale. Like of course, ma-identify mo na siya ang competitors as the barrier of your business, but as well as it is the strength of your business. Okay, without the competitors, then you cannot find something, ma-develop mo product, ma-innovate mo product, ma-improve mo product. Sige, next, isimpyo. Simpyo. Last one.
And the goals are to allow industries to operate business more freely, make decisions efficiently, and remove corporate restrictions.
ba lang pa, how can you overcome it?
Synergy daw, synergy achieved is combining product or market. So, in other words, synergy includes siya o combine talents, combine technology, and processes that allow for cost reduction